Today's video is going to be all about those enchanting extras that you can get for your Disney World vacation. These are all things that cost extra money aside from the park tickets and your resort, just those little extra things that you can do to add some extra magic to your trip. These are all bookable 60 days in advance. If you are staying on Disney World property, it's 60 days in advance from your starting point. So if your vacation starts on Sunday and you want to book an Enchanting Extra for Wednesday, you can book that on Sunday on your starting point. If you're staying off property, those 60 days are from that starting point. So if you wanted to book something for Wednesday, it has to be 60 days from that Wednesday. So that is the difference between booking on property and off property. And these come available at 6 a.m. 60 days in advance. So if you have something that you really want to do from this list that I'm about to talk about, make sure you set your alarm to get these things booked, because the earlier the better, and some things go really fast. So let's get into it. So I am going to go through park by park and just kind of go through everything that that specific park has to offer. But there are two things that are Walt Disney World wide, not necessarily in a certain park. So I'm just going to go over those two things first. And the first one is the VIP tour, which if you've been in the park before and you've seen people walking around with a cast member in like a plaid, a vest or jacket or something, that is the VIP tour. So they are going to be able to take you around to multiple parks. You pick your starting time. This is a very special tour, as you can tell by the title. It's got VIP in it. So there can be a maximum of 10 people in your group. It is very pricey, but if you're planning this with more than one family, you can kind of split the cost, because this really does give you a lot of benefits. You get picked up in a private car. They take you where you want to go. You get backstage tours. You get to use the lightning lanes on whatever rides you want. You can go park to park. I think they give you like little snacks, like bottles of water and like little snacks and things like that. So that is basically what is included in this tour, is that you're basically being treated like royalty, where they're bringing you around. You get to use the lightning lane. Now, a lot of people think that the people in the VIP tour get automatic, like first in line. That's not true. You do just go into the lightning lane like anybody else, but all of these lightning lanes are included in the tour. So that is kind of what makes it that most special, that even if you're park hopping, you get to use the lightning lanes for all of those rides. And sometimes they'll even take you through like a back entrance and things like that. So that is the VIP tour. And then the second thing is Capture Your Moment photo pass services, where if you watched my video last week, I went all through all the different photo pass services and Memory Maker. And this one I left out of last week because this is technically an Enchanting Extra, because you have to pay extra for it. It's basically like your own little mini photo session with a photographer, with a photo pass photographer. You can do it in any 4 of the parks, and there's a couple of different places that you can choose to have the location in the park. For example, you can have it on Main Street in Magic Kingdom or Fantasyland. So that is kind of what you would pick out. And each session is 20 minutes. So you basically just get your own private little photo session. This is perfect for anniversaries, birthdays, or if you just want some special family portraits done. But you also want to make sure that you get the Memory Maker with that, because the photos that they take are not included in the price of the Capture Your Moment. So you're going to want to get Memory Maker along with that to make sure that you get access to all of those pictures. So it does add up, but it is a nice little photo session that you can have. So now we're going to go park by park, and we're going to start in Magic Kingdom. And the first one up is Disney's Keys to the Kingdom tour, which is a 5-hour long tour that really takes you backstage, and you even get to go to the underground tunnels, the utilidors that the cast members use. So that's pretty cool. You get to check out all these things. The cast member that's leading you will give you all these cool facts and some trivia knowledge and things like that. So this tour actually includes a nice lunch as well as a nice keepsake for you to take home with you. So next we have Bibbidi Boppidi Boutique, where the kids in your family or party can get transformed into something royal. They have princess packages, they have knight packages, and they're all different ranging in price as well, which is nice that there are some more affordable options, and then you can get like the whole thing for, it can get a little bit pricey, but it is a really nice thing to experience, especially if you have kids that are really into dressing up. But one thing to consider about this is that when you do this, it's in Magic Kingdom, it's during your park day, so you're going to want to make sure that your kids are going to want to stay in whatever updo they have, the makeup, the dress. You want to make sure that they're comfortable. And then kind of on a similar note, we have Harmony Barbershop, where anybody can go and get a haircut. It's actually really special to have your baby's first haircut there, because they will give you like a specialized hat, and they kind of make it like a keepsake moment for you and your kids. But anybody can go and get a haircut. They even do like beard trims. And when I was looking at it and looking at the pricing, I noticed that the pricing for an adult haircut is actually cheaper than it is around where I live. So I might get my haircut there next time because it's cheaper. So that might be an option for you too, if you have stylists in your area that charge a lot of money for haircuts. This might be an option for you and your family. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the Magic Kingdom fireworks dessert parties. So there are a couple of these, and basically these are going to be little parties either before or after the fireworks, and you're going to be able to sit in the Tomorrowland Terrace, which as of right now, that's all it's really used for. It's kind of empty during the day. And so if you're doing the pre-party, you would go before the fireworks, obviously, they give you desserts and some specialty alcoholic drinks like beers and wines and stuff. And then after you have that and it's time for the fireworks to begin, they lead you out into like the hubgrass area, and you'll be able to get a nice view of the fireworks. And then if you're doing the post party, you would go and get the viewing spot in the hubgrass as well. But then your desserts and alcoholic beverages will be after the fireworks, and you would come in and do that then. And then we also have the seats and suites party package, but instead of going over to the hubgrass, you actually go to the restaurant's patio area to view the fireworks. This one seems to be a little bit more expensive. I have not done any of the firework parties, so please leave down in the comments if you've done them and you think that they're worth it, because I'm kind of thinking about doing one the next time I go. So I'd really like to hear from you if you've gone and you think it's worth it or not worth it, which one you've done. But I really think that it might be worth it, especially the seats and suites one. I'm very curious about that one. You're on the patio when you see the fireworks. I'm not really sure what makes it more expensive. So yeah, so let me know if you've done it. This is just another enchanting extra that you can do while you're in Magic Kingdom. So now moving into Epcot, there are quite a few things that you can do here. And one of the most exclusive things to do is the Epcot Seas Adventure. This is when you're going to go into the aquarium in the Seas Pavilion and go scuba diving with the fish in the aquarium. Now this is as exclusive as it gets, I feel, because you're scuba diving in the aquarium in Epcot, in the Seas Pavilion. Like, it's not just some like off aquarium, like everybody can come and see you and watch you in there. I think it's pretty cool. So if you are a scuba diver and think that that might be something you're interested in, definitely go check that one out. And let me know in the comments if you do or if you have, because I'd love to hear your experience with that. So definitely let me know. And now we're moving into the Land Pavilion, and they have the Behind the Seeds tour, which is a tour basically on the Living with the Land ride. You're going to be going through the greenhouses on foot, not in the boats, on foot through the 4 greenhouses and like the fish area. And they're going to be telling you all about the cool things that they do there, all the hydroponics and things like that. This is definitely one that I am going to do as soon as my kids get old enough. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. I love Living with the Land, so this one, it seems super cool to me, and also educational as well. We're homeschoolers, so this just seems like one of those things that, like, you know, we could do a whole unit about and then go see the tour. I think that would be super cool. So that one is in the Land Pavilion in Epcot. And so now Epcot has a bunch of different dining packages, fireworks packages, just like the Magic Kingdom fireworks dessert parties. They have ones that are are actual like dinner seats where you can actually sit down and eat and watch the fireworks at the same time, which I think is super cool. And over at the Rose and Crown, they actually have one where you are actually going to be sitting out on the patio right by the lake, and you're going to be able to get your food while the fireworks are going on. So that is your dinner show that, you know, it's very hard to find things like that. You know, the other, a lot of the other packages are like first you eat and then you get like specialty seating for something like for the concert ones. But this one is super cool because you get to actually sit down at the restaurant on the outside patio and watch the fireworks while you are getting your food. And your dining package includes an appetizer, an entree, a dessert, as well as unlimited beverages. So that is a pretty cool package. That sounds pretty nice, especially being able to see the fireworks right there. I think that's so cool. Now, over in Morocco at World Showcase, they also have a fireworks dining package, which is the same idea as the Rose and Crown. You'll be in a covered patio right in front of the lake to be able to have those fireworks views. And this one offers a choice of two small plates, shared items, as well as a dessert platter and unlimited beverages. So that is another option for you to have a complete dining package for the fireworks. And yet another place that offers a fireworks dining package is the new adults only lounge, the GO82. So this also offers a dining package for the fireworks. You're going to be seated in the restaurant or in the lounge with perfect fireworks views, and you'll be getting some options like some champagne, some like other like shareable platters. And so this is almost kind of similar to like the pre-parties in Magic Kingdom, where you're going to get like some light snacks to eat before the show, and then during the show you're going to have the the dessert options. So that is how this one kind of runs. It's a little bit different than the other two. So they do have, it's more like a pre-show and then during the show. So, but that is another option for you for the fireworks dining package. Now, Epcot also offers different types of dining packages. These are a little bit different than the fireworks packages that they offer because it's not during the event that you're buying the dining package for. So this is more like, they have like concert series during some of the festivals, as well as like the candlelight processional during the festival of the holidays. And the way that this package works is you are going to buy your dining package for a select restaurant, and then you're going to eat at that restaurant at a certain time before the show starts. This could really be at any time that they offer it. And then you will be given a ticket for a guaranteed seat at whatever event you're going to, whether it's a concert or the candlelight processional. That's how these ones work. So it's a little bit different. It's not a dinner show. It's you eat before and then you will be able to have a guaranteed seat. So that's pretty much what you're doing, is you're basically buying a ticket for the seat, but then you also get a really good meal as well. So it is worth it because you're going to be getting a nice meal and a guaranteed seat at the show instead of just buying a seat and not getting a nice meal. And this last one is for all of you tequila lovers out there. They do have a tequila tasting experience over at La Hacienda de San Angel in Mexico. I probably said that wrong, but that's where it's over in Mexico, in the Mexico Pavilion. And that's basically what it is. It's a tequila tasting of some of the finest tequilas from Mexico. So obviously you have to be 21 in order to do this experience, but if you love tequila, it might be worth it for you. All right, so let's head over to Hollywood Studios and we're going to get in some of the Enchanting Extras over here. And a lot of these actually take place in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. And that's the first one we're going to start with. You can go ahead and build your own droid at the Droid Depot, and they will take you through the whole process of building your own droid, and then you get to take it home with you as well. Just so you know, you can go to Disney Springs or gift shops, and they can actually mail home your droid. These do get a little bit pricey, but if you have a Star Wars lover, these really can be awesome experiences. And then you also get to take it home and it moves around and it's pretty cool. So that is something that you can do in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, as well as building your own lightsaber over at Savi's workshop in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. This is the same idea as the droid. You're going to go ahead and go through the whole process of building your own specialized customized lightsaber. This is something that is a wonderful keepsake. Something to keep in mind is that it is not a toy for little ones to play with. This is a very expensive item. So if you do want to have a make your own lightsaber for your little kids, there is you can make your own like plastic lightsaber over in the gift shop that that you can do. This is really for a keepsake that you're going to like hang up on the wall or something like that. I mean, obviously you can do whatever you want with it, but it is not cheap. So, and it's probably breakable. So it's just something to keep in mind before you go ahead and spend the money on this one. And then Hollywood Studios also offers dining packages for Fantasmic. That's their nighttime show. So very similar to the concert series and things that we talked about in Epcot. This is the same idea where you're going to buy the dining package and then you're going to eat somewhere in the park, and then you'll get a special ticket that you bring with you to Fantasmic, and then you have guaranteed seating, and it's usually like preferred seating area in the Fantasmic Theater. So that's another great way, especially if you don't want to have to like wait in the line to be seated. You can just walk right up and you get seated automatically. So that's really it in Hollywood Studios. So we are going to go ahead over to Animal Kingdom, where they have a bunch of enchanting extras actually that have to do with the animals in the safari. So if you or anyone in your family is a huge animal lover, some of these would be such a great experience for everybody involved. And so the first one up is the Wild Africa Trek, and this is going to take you through the safari that you go on Kilimanjaro safaris, where you go and you take the regular ride. This is like a separate thing that where you're going to have a different experience going through the safari area. So you're going to be going on different paths, walking paths. You're going to be going over wooden bridges. You're going to be having a nice little area where you're going to have some snacks, and all along you're going to have a cast member giving you some really amazing information about the safari, about caring for the animals, everything that you would expect from a tour taking you around a safari. So that one is really awesome. There are age limits for this one. Obviously, you're going through all these different paths and things like that. So that is something to definitely look into. But they do have other animal experiences where they take much younger kids, just like the Caring for Giants, which is a look at elephants. They give you a much closer look at the elephants than you get when you're on the safari ride. And they also have one for rhinos as well. So those two are very similar, where you're going to get an up close look at the animals, and the cast member who is taking you is going to give you all this information about how they care for them and all the things that go into having these animals on the safari and at Animal Kingdom. And they also offer a separate safari experience called Savor the Savannah. And this one is definitely more geared towards the food from Africa, because you are going to go on your special trek, but it's less about hiking through the wilderness type of thing like the Africa trek. This one is more about getting an up close look at the savannah and all the animals, while also enjoying some really great food and alcoholic beverages and things like that. So this one is a little bit more of like a casual take on it, but it really does also bring in those extra like backstage experiences of someone telling you all about the savannah and all the things that happen there. So it would be pretty cool to do that one. And now that we're done talking about what the parks have to offer, there are some resorts that have enchanting extras to offer as well, including Animal Kingdom Lodge, which actually has a nighttime safari ride, which is called Starlight Safari. You need to be 8 years old or older to do it. It starts obviously at nighttime. They give you night vision gear to wear so you can really see the animals very clearly, because especially these types of animals that you're seeing on the safari or in Savannah. They're very active at this time of night. So it is really cool to see them up close, because you are getting a little bit closer than sometimes you do on the safari ride in the park. Granted, you can get very close to some of the animals in the park, but this is just a very cool experience, and you also don't need a park ticket for it. So if you are staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge or really anywhere and you have a rest day, or maybe you're doing more of like a staycation type of trip, this is something that would be wonderful. You don't even need to have a park ticket to Animal Kingdom to be able to see some animals. And over at Coronado Springs, they actually have a painting class that you can take. I think they run every Friday during a certain time of the day. But you can go and you can get a master-led painting class that will give you some very unique paintings. I think they change them up every week, so you could go more than once and get a brand new painting. So that is definitely something to consider if you love painting, or if you're, again, you're looking for something to do if you have a rest day or if you're having a staycation type of trip. And then also over at Coronado Springs, they have Sangria University, but it's not just a tasting of sangria. They actually go through the makings of sangria. They give you different recipes that you could use. It's actually like a pretty long, they're calling it a course. So it is a little bit more than just a simple tasting of sangria. A lot more goes into it. So if you are a sangria lover, this might be something that you want to consider. And then another thing over at Coronado Springs is the Spanish mosaic art class, where you can make a unique mosaic art piece, and they'll even give you a little travel case to take this artwork home with you so that it doesn't get ruined or break or anything on the plane or however you're getting home. So this is just another thing that Coronado Springs has to offer. Coronado Springs, I guess, has a lot of enchanting extras that you can do on your rest day to give you a little bit more pixie dust on your vacation. And now moving into Disney Springs, they also have a couple of options as well. You can get some luxury lanes over at Splitsville Bowling Alley. They also have the Aerophile, which is that big hot air balloon type thing that goes up. That's also considered an enchanting extra, as well as the amphicars that you can get. Those are the cars that drive on land and then turn into a boat when they go into the water. And then also Amorette's Patisserie also has a couple of cake decorating classes that you can do. So now we're going to step into Fort Wilderness, which has a whole bunch of different enchanting extras that you can do, including archery. They have horse rides, pony rides. They even have a mining experience that you can do where you can go and get a bag full of rocks and sift them in this mining, I don't know what it's called, a stream that they basically make, so you can go and mine and see if you can find any gems in your bag of rocks. They have really a lot of options over at Fort Wilderness. So if you are camping there, or even if you're nearby, you really could spend a whole day at Fort Wilderness doing all of these different experiences that they have. They also have horse-drawn carriage rides, as well as Port Orleans. Riverside also has horse-drawn carriage rides. But the one at Fort Wilderness also offers it during the holiday season, where it turns into like a horse-drawn sleigh. So that is pretty cool that it turns into that over the holidays. But during the rest of the year, they have just a regular horse-drawn carriage, just as the same as the Port Orleans Riverside one does as well. So something that is offered in both the Magic Kingdom area as well as the Epcot area are fireworks cruises, where you can go out on the lake and view the fireworks from the lake. So in Magic Kingdom, it's going to be on Seven Seas Lagoon, and then in the Epcot area, you're going to be very close to the lagoon. You're going to be kind of like on the outskirts of it to be able to see the fireworks from there. So that is another pretty cool firework view as well. They have a lot of packages that have to do with the fireworks. And then there are a couple of resorts in the area that offer cabanas that you can rent for the day. Those are the enchanting extras for those. Not every resort has them. So if that is something that you are interested in doing, make sure that you're staying at a resort that does offer to rent the cabanas. They also have these cabana rentals at the water parks as well, if that is something that you're interested in. There are different levels to these cabana rentals tables at the water parks. Some of them are simply, you know, just some chairs and an umbrella. And then there are some like VIP cabana areas at the water parks as well. So if you know you're going to be there for the whole day and this seems something that could be interesting to you, definitely make sure you book ahead of time because there are only a limited number of these that are available. So that is something that you're definitely going to want to book ahead of time. And then of course we can't forget about all of the different golf courses and mini golfs, as well as the spa located in the Grand Floridian Resort. So these are all extras that you do have to pay extra for if you're in Disney World and you want a little something else to do. These are other things that you can pay extra for to give your vacation a little bit more pixie dust and magic. And that does it for the enchanting extras that are available in Disney World. And let me know down in the comments if you've done any of these, or you're planning on doing any of these, or if something you didn't know about that you're really interested in doing now. Let me know down in the comments. And if this video helped you out in any way, go ahead and like this video. And until next time.